my guest. You know, we were actually just on Instagram. We were on Instagram just a little bit, just talking. You know, we went live on Instagram, and she was ready. I was ready, which never really happens at the same time because I'm Montu Juta. You know, so I'm always doing some technical something towards the latter end, and she came on with me and we spoke and whatever. And I can't wait for you guys to meet her. She is from Dominica. It was my first time meeting her a few days ago. When I say meeting, you know, like speaking with her and stuff. We connected a little while ago. Hi, Heather from Barbados. Woo woo! Barbados is in the house. Thank you very much for logging in, Heather from Barbados. Yeah. So talking about Diana, I found out about her through a mutual friend. She came on. She's an entrepreneur. You know, I'm all about supporting women in business. And we spoke. I think we just doing our little test, and we were talking and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, we were just having such a good time. And I hope that, you know, I was saying to another person today that I am not very good at staying in touch with people. And if I actually stay in touch with you, like it's like a big deal because my life is so busy and everybody's life is so busy, you know, so I'm very bad at that. But she's one of those people, one of those spirits that I hope I could stay in touch with because I absolutely love her vibe, love her energy. Like she's a Dominican like me, you know, we're Dominicans and stuff. Hi, okay, so Bella is locked in Canada. Hey, you my neighbor man, Bella. Bella, I'm in Canada too. Whoop whoop. Yes, yes. Hi, Keisha. How you doing, Keisha? Where you locked in? I think you might be in Dominica, right, Keisha? Let me know. Thanks, guys. And do me a favor. Every time you come on the live, anytime you come on my live, make that be part of your I just hopped on Jail's live feed to hit share and share the link. That is the only way people are gonna get in and see this. If you share the link with your friend, share the link with your family. If you have somebody that you think that would love the show, just probably tag them in there. You know, however we can get the word out there. And that's what this show is all about. I want to big up Digicel. You know, I cannot continue without not bigging up Digicel because the show is also live on Digicel Play. So in 30 countries around the world are going to see this live show. Yes, so you can actually see it on Digicel Play. If you are a Digicel subscriber, you have Digicel as your telecommunications provider. I'm going to encourage you to download the Digicel Play app. It is amazing. When I tell you amazing, you can actually watch live TV on your phone. So who needs a TV anymore when you can watch it on your TV can walk with you, right? So download that Digicel Play app today, and you can see this show and all our future shows and even our past shows on that app. You just look for the Cacoa Tea lady when you come in. Hi, Bella. Bella, I'm in Toronto. I'm in Scarborough. Scarberia. Yes, that's where I'm at. Right. So we're going to get straight into the show. I actually wanted to do a little promo for one of my boys, and I was trying to see if I could play the video in there, but I had a little country rookie, you know, and I was struggling with it a little bit, and I wait last minute for me to actually play around with it like I always do because I feel like so tech savvy. Anyways, I want to big up my boy from Dominica, Divine Sounds, who just released a new track, right, called The Best Thing. And you need to go on YouTube and check out that new song. If you have followed Caribbean Vibes, if you loved he's back in the day, many waters. Oh, it goes, many waters overflow. I can't sing. Okay, don't flack me. Anyways, if you know of Divine, you need to check out his new video. It's out. It's on YouTube. Go and check it out. Share some love. Spread some love. Hi, Kim. Kim Seja is locked in. Guys, I'm so thankful for you guys being on here with me. You went to school with him? With Divine? Who's that? Is that how you pronounce the name? Afinwa? Afinwa. Is that right? Is that right? Did I say it right? Please tell me I said it right. Borgie. Yeah, okay. Please tell me. Yes, we should link up, my girl. We should link up and have some Cacoa Tea. You know, we're not gonna drink Cacoa Tea alone. We might drink wine. You know, we might drink Red Label. We might drink, something else. But we definitely should link up, right? Yes, so go ahead and check out Divine's new track, his new video out now. It's actually on my, if you're my friend on Facebook, not on my fan page, but my friend page. I shared it this one, but I'll share it again on my fan page so you guys can check it out. Because I'm all about supporting my own. I'm all about supporting Caribbean people. Enough talk. We need to get into the hot stuff and get. She's in the lobby. The last time I said this lobby thing, Skinny Fabulous gave me a hard time, made fun of me about being in the lobby. She's in the lobby, and you should see her. She there making sure her hair looking thing. She there making sure she on flick. She ready for the show, and we're ready to have her. I'm so excited to have this young woman here with me, and I hope that you guys will take in everything. I hope you share in the live, take in everything, and really support our own. That's what it's about. That she said, "Hey, I'm sorry, my girl. I'm sorry I butchered your name. I know people butcher mine all the time. I just tell them, call me whatever they want to call me." But we're gonna be joined here by my guest. She's coming in right about now. Again, guys, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. If you missed this show, you can also check it out on my website. If you want to come back to it, it will be available in a couple of days. I hope, fingers and toes crossed, that I can actually upload it in time for you. Yeah. But we're going to be bringing her on, my beautiful guest from the island of Dominica, but living in the US of A. I want to say good day to Diana.
Hi, Jael. How are you?
How are you, my dear?
I am doing well.
Are you excited?
So excited, Jael.
Oh my God.
I think my feet is shaking under the table. How excited I just got.
We live. I have this friend in New York. She always goes, whenever she goes on live, she goes, "We live, we live." She gets on. Yes, so we live. Yes, I'm so happy to have you here with me, taking time out of your schedule, to come on and share your story with us. You have a very inspirational story. I mean, your story is amazing, and I hope that people can get to know a little more about the person behind all that passion. We're going to talk about our passion in a little bit, right? We're going to be talking about that passion in a little bit. Are you hearing me okay?
I'm hearing you well, yes.
Okay, I'm hearing you good. Okay, just making sure that I don't want to miss a single beat. Guys, if you want to follow Diana, all her social media links are in there. Depends on what device you're actually looking at the show, it's either at the top or at the bottom of the link, right? So go ahead and you can click on all her social media. She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook, she's on Twitter. Sorry, excuse me. You can go ahead and you can follow her and get to know a little bit about who she is, what she does, and get updates. When she releases new stuff. Oh, she show off. She have her mug. Let me see. What does your mug say? Let's see.
Okay, let's.
Look at that.
It's one of my cards.
That is so sexy.
Thank you.
Is that a lady in a passion fruit?
So she's in the rain. She's stepping out. It's one of the cards that I have.
Wait a minute. The umbrella looks like a passion fruit?
Passion fruit. Oh, I didn't even see that.
It does! It does! Yes, that is awesome. So she's printed one of her cards on her. Look at her. She's a piece of work. Yes. I like to start my show by getting to know my guests. And I want us to and I say this every time, and I probably sound like a recurring decimal or something, but I like to say this because I think it's important that people know why I ask this question. Because a lot of times people tend to misconstrue or have their own ideas as to who you are as an individual, right? And the only thing that really matters is who you think you are, right? That's really what matters. At the end of the day, whatever people think of you, it's just their perception or their opinion or whatever it is, right? So I ask this question every single show at the start. Who are you? Who is Diana Regis?
Who am I? That's a good question. I think for a long time I struggled with that question because, like you said, it was what everybody else thought you would be. But I am, first of all, I'm a woman. I'm a strong, independent Caribbean woman. I'm a sister. I am a friend. I am an educator. I am loving. I am energetic. I love to smile. Like I am. I like to think of myself as the life of the party. Like I can shine whenever there is darkness. I bring the joy to people's life and to anywhere that I'm at. So I would like to think that I'm joy. I'm peace. I am I am me. And I am me. And I don't know if that's good, but I'm at peace with myself, and I try to bring that peace anywhere I go. You know, to bring that smile. I am my smile. That's the first thing you notice is my smile every time. So I am that smile. Pearls White.
You are not always at peace with yourself.
No,
You
I,
had to grow to that stage. And we're gonna go back because right now you are in the US, so
yes,
that's where you're based, but that's not where you were born.
no.
So I want to take us back to where you were born. Tell me a little bit about family at home, or what you called home growing up as a kid.
So Dominica, whoop, whoop, is my hometown. I was born in Dominica. I was raised in St. Thomas. So Dominica, I have some family still there. Um, but I don't remember too much of Dominica, which is really sad. So I grew up there. I went to school. Was raised in Maho. Um, my dad is from. Jesus, don't let me say it wrong. No, Laughlin. Laughlin. My mother is from Portsmouth. So I have a lot of family, I think, scattered in Dominica, and I I've tried to visit. I haven't been back since I've left, which is very sad. A lot of my friends said they're gonna revoke my passport, tell me I'm no longer Dominican. Um, yeah,
So you grew up for a very short
short period of time. Yes,
period of time in Dominican Maho,
in my home.
like you mentioned. Um, During your time spent in Maho, you had a near death experience at about age 4 or 5. Can you share with us what happened?
Yes. So I tell people up till today I'm really honest. Um, and I always joke on it, like I'm so honest that I almost died. Um, I would like to say 4 or 5. We had a nanny growing up. So because my dad had a shop, my mom used to always be at the shop. So we'd had different nannies. This particular time, I had one of my nannies. She went up the hill, up the road to go. I don't know what she was going for, but she left us alone. Um, she left me and another friend of mine. And where my dad's house is in Maho, on top of the hill, now there's a railing, but that was put up after I fell. So she said, Diana, let's walk on this railing, on this the railing. Not even the railing, but it was like the wall before the railing was put up. She said, let's walk on there with our eyes closed. As kids, I'm like, sure, why not? I didn't think anything of it. And she went first. She went first and she was perfect. She one foot in front of the next, and she did it well, and she went to the end. And it was my turn to go. And of course, the rule was to close your eyes before you walk on here. And that's exactly what I did. I closed my eyes, and it probably 2 steps I took. I took 1, 2 steps, and then I fell about, like I said, I 12 feet to the to tile stairs, and I burst the back of my head, was split open. I don't remember. I don't. The funny thing is, I don't remember pain. All I remember was after a period of time, I saw feet. I saw people walking, so I'm guessing that was the ambulance coming to get me. And then the next thing I know, I woke up about, well, what my mom told me was 3 days later, and I saw her sitting next to me, and I was in this crib because I was that small. I remember being in this crib where I could stand up, and yeah, I almost died. I was in a coma for 3 days.
Wow.
And
So did you get like stitches and all of that?
so there was stitches. There was this point in time before I did my locks, I was saying I was going to cut my hair bald, but then I realized I still have this lump in the back of my head. It's not really big, but it's there. What the doctor said, from doctors and doing research after this happened and going to college, I was like, the doctor, I should not have any memory. I shouldn't be able to speak. So there's a lot of things that I shouldn't be able to do that I'm doing today. So yeah, it's still there.
So you're like a miracle.
It's a miracle. Yes, I am a miracle.
Wow. Were you like after you got out of the coma? Were you scared? Like, did you know what had happened? Could you remember like things instantly?
I did not remember. I mean, I think the only thing I remember is definitely walking there. I don't remember anything after that. Um, I don't think I was scared. To be afraid, I don't know what about me. It's like I'm not easily afraid. I'm not easily frightened. So it didn't frighten me.
Mhm.
Um, as a matter of fact, after this incident with another nanny, because obviously she was fired. After that
I was
incident,
about to ask you what happened to the nanny.
she was definitely fired. And then we had another nanny. So I'm like, Mom and Dad, you guys didn't do great screening. That got me bit by a dog. Yeah. So that was another experience. I still have the mark on my hand. It was a mom dog, a baby dog, and I was walking next to the dog. And as a kid, I'm thinking, small dog, passed by the small dog. That was a baby at that point. The mom dog jumped on top of me, bit me. I had to fight her off. Yeah, so Dominica was a trying time.
About what age did you guys move out of Dominica?
We left just about 8 when I was 8 years. Well, not just about. We left at 8 when I was 1989.
So, but something else happened to you before you left Dominica.
Yes. So I like chicken. I was actually raped.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. So Dominica doesn't have too many great experiences. I don't know if that's. I'm thinking now, and I'm like, if that's subconsciously why I haven't been back because of these experiences. But I was raped when I was. I would like to say at least between the age of 6 to 8. Definitely before I left home. I remember it happened to me 3 times, and again, I don't remember. I don't remember pain. Like I don't remember pain, but I remember my family leaving, my parents leaving to go to church, and from what I remember the person coming. It's a family member, which is so sad. And they left me. Obviously, you're leaving your child home with a family member to take care of him, to take care of them, and he would take me out of my bed, bring me to the room. And at that point, I didn't know what was happening to me. But he would lay on top of me, have sex with me. Then he'd wash himself off. He would take a washcloth and he'd wipe me off. And this happened from what I remember 3 days. Um, I don't ever remember him, and this is the first time I'm actually talking about this live, so it's or talking about it openly. A lot of my family don't even know, but yeah, I have an idea who it is. And at that young age, and even moving, once I moved, I think that person reached out again because I'm guessing. I heard sometimes they want to go back and revisit their victims. um,
Did your parents know in that instant?
no, I just recently told my mom I am 38. I just told my mom probably 2 years ago. I have yet to tell my dad. Um, I haven't told my dad yet. I haven't told my dad. I don't think I haven't told my brothers. So if they're on live, they're seeing this. My sisters know. Um,
What did that do to you?
Like at that age, at that point, I didn't understand what this man was doing. I didn't understand. Now, I think there are times when in relationships or even just I look at guys differently. To say I look at people when they're around little kids. Like I'm always looking for signs. Either signs of, if a child is being hurt or if a lady's being hurt. And that gave me, it gives me power. But sometimes I go into this shell where I'm like, this happened to me. It's painful. I've been wanting to go through hypnosis. I heard that's a good thing to actually remember like the trauma, because I had a friend ask me, well, why didn't you tell anyone?
Hmm.
He threatened you? Were you threatened? And I'm like, I don't think I was threatened. I don't know why I never spoke out. Um, but I'm speaking out now. And it happens to a lot of family.
Why did you decide that you want to talk about this now?
I think because I've been afraid of speaking out. Um, but now I want to be free, like especially where I'm at right now in life. I want to be free. And I feel like you have to face your demons. And to me, this is facing my demon. Like facing this like up front. And I still think there's more to face, actually meeting the person. And like I said, I have a strong feel I know who it is. There's a point in my life when I was in middle school, I thought about like literally having him come and visit because I think he wanted to visit again. And in my head, as a kid, I said I was going to kill this man
So
because
you think you blocked out
I think it's
the entire experience, but you knew that something happened to you.
I know it happened. So going, like I said, I would like to go on the hypnosis, but I'm afraid of what would happen. Like I'm afraid of what if that pain or that pain or that those feelings come in because I don't understand how a grown man at a young age takes away someone's innocence. So I would love to visit it. I get emotional every time I talk about it. That's I think another reason why I don't talk about this and I haven't spoken out. But I've been looking at a lot of people coming out of, from even in the media about their rape, how they were dealt with things, and I hear victims, I hear people saying like, well, "Why did you wait so long?" And some people they just don't have that support system. Um, and I had the support system, so that's why for me I don't understand how I never spoke about this. I don't understand why I never said anything. But also, when I was growing up, like as I became an adult and I'm still single, I always look for. I was like, okay, I think if I have to handle this, I would like to handle it when I'm married. So when I tell my folks, they don't feel like now they have to protect me or have to be there for me, kind of thing. But I'm like, I don't need that. Like I'm good. I'm whole.
You're
So
strong.
protection. I am strong. I am strong, and I don't need anyone else to be there to hold me up because I've held up this long and I'm continue to hold myself. So yeah, I always say I don't want girl daughters. Girl, obviously the daughters. I just don't trust. I don't trust. I work with kids, and I'm just like a hawk. And everywhere I look, I'm always looking like, is that kid be? Because I want to make sure.
You've become super overprotective
Yes,
every girl in your life.
yeah. And ironically, Diana means protective woman.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of my name. So
Now, this happens to you right before you are supposed to leave and move to St. Thomas, where you really grew up.
I grew up.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that transition, moving from Dominica and moving to St. Thomas.
So St. Thomas was a transition at first. Dominica is an island. St. Thomas is US. I like to do US. So they are I mean, we are US territory. And let me not say that, Lord Jesus, because I love St. Thomas today. I have my VI to the bone shirt on. Like, I love my island. But first moving there, we have this. We're more. Dominica is more less developed, so we have a different way of dressing. A more well, we had back then. Let me make sure I say that
Yes, girl, be correct. Mm.
listen. So when I first started off, I went to my first year in school. I started at second grade. They actually, I don't know what happened, but I think I was held back. I don't know why, but that's another story. And I had I remember that's one thing. The first thing I remember from St. Thomas was going in to school with this long skirt and this high socks, and kids where are you going, being teased, and then so funny story, Jael. So my name was not Diana. My middle name was Diana. My first name was Tikima. But my parents used to call me Tishi growing up. And I hated it. I love the name. I love it now. But as a kid, I hated it. So this one kid was like, tissue paper. That's what they call it because they were teasing me. And he was like, tissue paper. I went home that day and I told my family, I said, don't ever call me Tishi again. My name is Diana. And I changed my name. When I became a citizen, I legally changed my name from Tikima to Diana. Because
You were traumatized.
I was going to pop him, yes.
Yo, girl, it's okay because JL is not my first name. JL is my middle name. Hey. So, so we got something in common, okay?
So Thomas was great growing up in the island. It's a beautiful island. I played soccer. I was in the band. I played the saxophone. I went to church. I had a really nice church. They're still there. It's just beautiful. So growing up there was really nice. I think that's when my experiences started lightening up. Great experiences like life change. There was Hugo. Got Hugo Marilyn. That was traumatizing as a kid, but
Yeah, and people wondering, you might be wondering, what is Hugo and what is Maryland? But these are hurricanes. When you live in the islands,
yes,
you're prone to these things. And when you hear people throwing out names like Hugo and Marilyn and
yeah,
Maria and Erica, it's not our aunties and our
yeah.
uncles. They're hurricanes. But before we continue talking about you from St. Thomas onward, I want to go into the chats because some people are on the chat and they're sending they they're sending their support, they're sharing their love. And one of them, Bella Lopez, she says, "Oh no, doctors are not God. A true testimony. Oh my God, do you get headaches as an adult? Whoa, you are so brave to speak out now. No more fear. Facing it helps the healing process. It is a very sensitive subject." Then she goes, "Did you go to counseling?" I think she wants to ask all her questions. But you are, but what about your emotional and psychological well being? So she's asking a few questions. I don't know if you can shed a little bit of light on that.
I did not go. I have yet to go to counseling. I would love to go to counseling. I don't get headaches, thank God. Honestly, it's a miracle. From the side effects that I should have been facing, I haven't had any of those problems. Um, I think I think so. Being raped, from being raped as being raped and doing research on people who have been raped, you can go either two ways. Some people are afraid of physical touch and physical emotions, and some people go crazy. Some people go crazy. Some people become strippers. Um, I have not been, and I owe it all to God. I have not been afraid of physical touch. Um, I have been open to relationships. I've had relationships. So I don't think it has affected me in that way. I think that
I think it has affected you. I just don't think you're scarred by it.
I that's maybe that's I think that's a good way to put it. Of yes, it has
Because
affected.
there's a difference. I mean, only it must have affected you for
It
you to
had
cry
to.
when
Yeah,
you talk about it. It must have affected you for you to want to know who that person is, right? It's just that it has not completely taken control of your life, and
yeah,
that shows strength because a lot of times things happen to us, and for you, it's somebody, a family member that I'm sure your family trusted, you trusted, taking advantage of you. People, we tend to go through life sometimes and we're like, okay, um, we go through this and we're not affected by it or we're not phased by it or whatever. I think everything in life affects us. We just don't dwell on what happened. We don't let it scar us. We don't let it leave us with bobo. We keep it moving, and that's what women were built to do.
yeah. It
Mm.
definitely you're right. It definitely has definitely affected definitely an affection. Definitely affected me. Not mentally. Mentally yes, because sometimes I think in trusting, like trusting men, and like I said, God, I have no kids yet, but I pray I'll have all boy, all male.
So you see, it has affected you
So I think
because your subconscious mind does not feel like you can subject your daughter to what you went through if you
yes,
had a daughter, right? And it might not be somebody in the home; it might be somebody outside. But that doesn't mean if you have a daughter, that's gonna happen to her.
that's true.
Right? So, so it has affected you mentally, and what I think what Belle is trying to probably suggest and recommend is that you might want to seek help in terms of counseling, just to speak out about. You'd be surprised, how much better you might feel about it. And if it doesn't work, then keep it moving, because you're doing well, like you're doing your thing, and at the end of the day, it's something that happened to you, and you are not your experiences,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That's not who you are, and we all go through shite, right? And if you can come through and create a business for yourself, a business which we'll talk about in a little bit, that does so much for black women, I wanna commend you, and I wanna commend you on speaking out about it, because a lot of young girls, especially from the islands,
yes.
you know, it happened to them, you know, it's still happening
Still
to
happening.
you, you know, and and it's unfortunate that you did not feel comfortable speaking out earlier, but you had to come to peace with yourself and you had to get to know who you are as a woman, in order for you to feel comfortable about speaking to hundreds of people and telling them about something that you've kept secret for so long. And you are just the type of woman that a little girl would want to say, hey, I'm going to speak out. It happened to me, and it's not right for somebody to take advantage of you as a little girl. It's not right. It doesn't matter who it is. It's not right. And if any of you, little girl, looking at this right now, you're probably looking at it with your mommy. You're probably, you know, following up on this. You're probably looking at it by your auntie. Your auntie's probably looking at it now. Or, you know, if there's any little girl, or even you as an adult, you were once a little girl and it happened to you, it might just be happening to another little girl because you did not speak out about it. And I want to take just this moment. I'm not going to dwell on it any further. We're not going to dwell on it any further, right? And take this moment and reach out to all the little girls. Even us adults are little girls at heart. It's happened to you. Speak out about it because it's happening to another little girl,
Yes,
right? We need to get these people locked up and cut off from society so that they stop destroying our little girls.
yes.
Moving on, because we're in St. Thomas now. It's bright and sunny right now. We're moving on. let me just I have a little I have a tear in my eye corner. Let me just get rid of that so I can speak.
Okay.
Um, but you moved to Saint Lucia.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, sorry.
Ah,
What
St. Lucia.
what I know it would be nice, eh? Boy, we want to be anywhere that's sun right about now. Anything that's a scent. Okay, so you are in St. Thomas and you have dreams and aspirations. What did you want to be as a little girl?
So I wanted to be a pediatrician. I wanted to be a pediatrician. I still want to be a pediatrician. Like I love kids. Um, and as an adult, I think about it. I don't know if it's because, like I said, that what happened to me, but I've always have this love for kids. I always wanted to have a pediatric center. Um, I also wanted to be a hairdresser once upon a while.
Girl,
Let
we
me
have a sign, man. What's your sign? Well, I'm an Aquarian, and I swear I wanted to be everything in the book.
I've tried everything in the book. Honestly, definitely tried everything. Um, I wanted to be a pediatrician, and I still want to be a pediatrician. Do I want to go back to school? No. My mom is constantly like reminding me cause to go back to school, go to school, finish up, get your, my mom put this. My mom is such a lovely lady. She got me this stethoscope and she put it in my car, and it's still there up till today to remind me that I need to be a pediatrician. But I'm like, you know what? Now the dream has shifted. I do want to have a pediatric center. That has not changed, but I do want to have a pediatric center. Definitely Dominica. Have to go back home and St. Thomas. I would like to have a pediatric center down there. So I wanted to be a pediatrician. I love medicine. I I love kids. That was my goal. That was my dream. Besides hairdressing, of course, but I think I still do a good job.
Hey,
I'll do my own hair.
so you had aspirations. You went to school. You left St. Thomas and you moved over to the States. Tell us a little bit about that move and why did you move and give us the rundown.
Either one. Now. So my dad honestly tried to keep me in St. Thomas. He was like, "You're not leaving." So I was going to go to UVI, but I was like, you know what? I would like to venture out. I felt St. Thomas was. I feel like I was outgrowing St. Thomas, so to speak. Not saying that it's something bad, but I feel like I needed more. So I went to Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. I majored in biology,
Mhm.
undergrad in biology, where I did pre-med, genetics. I work with in the genetics lab where I did a lot of research. I I always tell people I cloned cells so I can clone you. No, like I'm kidding. I work with NASA. One of our researches was NASA research where we were looking for the gene that would, when you go into space, you atrophy your muscles atrophy. So we're trying to find a gene that causes this atrophy and turn it off. So when you go into space, it's turned off. Well, it's turned on rather, because after a certain age, it turns off. So that's why you no longer grow because that gene is turned off. So if we can turn it on when you go into space, your muscles won't atrophy. What you don't see when astronauts land is that period of time between when they land and when they actually walk out. They don't just walk straight out because they haven't used those muscles. They're in zero gravity. So we found the gene. The gene. Oh gosh, look! I just went blank on the gene. It's been so long. Well, we found the gene. We did a lot of microgravity on rats to simulate microgravity, and then we used those genes and we duplicated them and all that stuff. So
Look at you, Miss Brains. Got me like feeling like a sack of dumpling.
I did that. Yeah, and I graduated cum laude,
Mhm.
um, 3.5 GPA with honors in biology. Go
Wow.
to pre med. That was my goal.
So
Pre
what
med.
happened next?
Um, life. Life happened. Bills, and I moved to New York. I was dating this guy. I moved to New York, and
I like how you like stumble. Oh, I was dating this guy. Yeah. You see how she doesn't roll over that?
That's right. It was
I'm dying now. Move to New York. You were what? You were what?
so I was dating this guy in college.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What happened was.
Yes, I was dating this guy in college, and then he's from New York, so we moved to New York, and like I said, life happens. So now bills, there are student loans because I haven't been in school. So I started my master's in education to teach. So sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. Before I actually moved to New York, I was teaching straight out of college. The complex that I lived in, I met with this. He was assistant principal of a middle school,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Well, just graduated from college, don't have a job." He's like, "Well, what do you think about teaching?" I'm like, "Never thought of it." He was like, "Well, we have a biology class, 7th to 8th grade, for you if you'd like to teach." The teacher just quit on me, and I don't have a teacher. And I think that should have been a red flag, because what teacher just quits like in the middle of the school year? That should have been a red flag, because that was actually hell. Like those kids, I love teaching, but those kids were hell. Yes, they were a handful. I had this one kid in the classroom, and Lord knows when I say I prayed him out of my classroom, he would just come to the classroom. He just beat on the desk. He just beat on the desk. And one day, um, he ended up fighting one of his other female teachers, and I said, "Thank God it wasn't me." So I started teaching then. So that kind of switched. So I was like, well, I could be a teacher. So when I moved to New York, let me go back now to New York. When I moved to New York, there's this program called the Teaching Fellows, um, where they urban schools need teachers because these teachers are quitting all the time because they can't handle these kids. So they have this program where they have to teach in urban communities, and they pay for your college. They pay for your they basically pay for your college. They pay for you for the education, and then you have to give them a certain amount of time to teach in your field. So I was in the teaching fellows when I moved to New York, and then my first year master's education, doing great, 4.0 GPA, doing great. Then I fell ill. Well, before I fell ill, my teachers were really nice. There was this one teacher, racist. She did not. I don't know what about me. If it was my smile that she hated, but she just did not like me, and she basically failed me out of the class. So there was a rule that says you can't be late. You can't miss 2 days of class out of the whole school year. And I'm like, that's crazy. But so and I'm missing one. I was late one day for class. I missed one day because I just got this pain. It was this pain that just I got this really bad back pain, and I couldn't move. Like I was just almost crippled, and I wasn't working at the time. So my boyfriend, see, I said the word boyfriend without eating it up. Ah! My boyfriend at the time had to go to the doctors and get medication, and I had to take the medication in the morning. About 4 o'clock, I would wake up to take. I took the medication just to like ease the pain, to be able to walk to class. So he would walk me to class. I couldn't even walk to the train station. Help me to get to the train station to get to the classroom. I got there late the first time. I explained to her what happened. I told her what the problem was, and she just failed me. I was going to be teaching middle school. Like, no, was it middle school or high school in the Bronx? But you know what? I say thank God because I don't know how to handle that with those New York kids. My name was
Well, I'll just let you know, right? That teacher or that woman, as much as you probably can't stand her, without her coming in your life, it wouldn't have led you to where you are today.
yes, and I have come to the realization of that everything, like it says in the Bible, works together for good.
Yes,
Everything,
yes.
because
So you end up not becoming a teacher. You end up not going to med school to become a pediatrician. What do you do now?
So I'm a nanny.
I'm so, you know why I wanted you to say it? Because we started this conversation with you talking about someone who kind of neglected you as a child. That person caused you pain. Two different people caused you pain on two different occasions. And that's exactly what you became. You become a protector of little girls.
Yes. I take care of two little girls. I take care of two little girls. I know it's a full circle. And I think about it all the time. And some people look down their professions like a nanny. I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I'm flexible. Right now the mom I work for just had a little baby. She's 3 months. The joy of my life. Like her smile like just lightens up my heart every time I go to work. Like I'm thrilled to actually go into work. And it also gave me a lot of free time to build my business.
And we're going to talk about that business. So I feel the more I speak to you, it's like if you had become that pediatrician or that teacher, I don't think you would have done that business.
No.
And I feel like you've been put on this earth to protect women and still do what you love to do.
Yes.
And you have built a business. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. It's a business of cards. And most people might say cards. Like anybody getting cards? Like everybody just sends an email or send a Facebook happy birthday or send a. Why did you get into cards?
So I've always had this love for card. I got it from my mom. Like I would literally go into the store and I would search for a card. It would take me half an hour. I had a girlfriend who came with me one time and she said, Diana, I will never go card shopping with you again. I would pick up one card, I would read the card. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I'd hold it in my hand. I'd go to the next section, pick up another card, look at it, hold it in my hand. This is nice. And then I would have to compare the two and see which one is better for the individual. And then I'd put it back and maybe take another one. It's like a whole process. So when I came up with this with Passionfruit, I was dating this guy.
Girl,
And he is from the islands. And I got a card for him. But I was like, something's missing in this card. And I remember so clearly that moment. I was at the window and I bought this card. I don't know if it was his birthday or just because. Like, I would buy just because cards. I have cards I have a stack of cards that people have given me. I've never thrown away a card. And I bought the card and I'm like, something's missing in this card. I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, it doesn't touch me like it should. I'm like, it's not saying what I wanted to say. Yes, it said what the occasion was, but I didn't get that personal feel. It didn't reach home to me. And that's when, can I say it? That's when Passion Fruit was born.
so tell us about passion fruit. Do you have any of the cards around, like lying around? I want you to be able to share with people so they kind of understand. I mean, if you follow Passion Fruit, if you follow her on her Instagram, you'll see some of the cards. And if you are from the islands, you're gonna instantly fall in love with those cards because they are like you never left home, especially if you've left home and or if you've just grown up and you remember those old sayings and stuff. For somebody who was not really raised in Dominica, so to speak, or raised, I mean, she was raised here in St. Thomas. But I think your family had a lot of influence around with
Yes.
keeping your West Indian roots alive, keeping you grounded, which is why you could create cards with such powerful messages and such bright faces and stuff. So show us a little something.
So you mentioned sayings. So this card here is one of my cards. It says Obviously, I use my dialect. I see you still getting hiccups, man. You can't afford to grow. So if you remember when you were younger, every time you had the hiccup, what would you say?
You
I'm,
know,
I'm growing. So this one, now you can't afford to grow anymore. So he grew so much more. So my cards are all, and I remember the card that you like. Let me make sure.
and so now go drink some water. Ah, I saw that.
No, don't drink some water. You're thirsty. Yeah. Um, where is that card?
Yeah, the one with the broom.
Yes. Oh,
Yes, yes.
the card. Yes. So jump in the room. This is a wedding card. You getting married. Says, I see nobody ever swept your foot. So when you're growing up, what you used to always see, I used to do it. And I know it's a superstition. And I have to believe that one time my foot must have been swept because I still not married. Seriously. No. so, so it said, I see I see nobody swept your foot. That's it outside. And here's the young lady, the little girl, when she was younger. Every time she see mommy coming, she say, nah, mommy's sweeping. I ain't going there now.
Running.
I want to get married one day. And it says you no longer have to jump brooms. So
Oh,
it's like superstitions, sayings that we had. Like this one, I see you. What you want to always say? Don't put your pocketbook away.
don't put my
Your pocketbook.
on the ground.
Wrong, right?
Tonight to say it. Oh my gosh! Look now, blessed you are today. Oh my God!
Right.
Yes.
So now on the inside, this is all the areas where you should have gone and you make sure your pocketbook was not on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Yes. This one, I don't know how many cards I could show. I mean, if you start, I'll show all of my cards. So this was actually based in St. Thomas. There's a hill called Raccoon Hill. So if you look really close at the sign, let me see if I can bring
Yes,
it.
I see it. I
It
see it.
says Raccoon Hill. So
Yes.
this young guy is going up Raccoon Hill. We have the different birds. All these birds are indigenous. So right now my artist grew up with me from St. Thomas. So she's an island. She's from the island and she just understands me. These birds are, Lord, she told me the birds. One of them is holding up the VI sign. Because we do this, the VI sign, the peace sign,
Mhm.
and Black Power. So they all tell a story. That's the difference with my cards.
Wow.
So like you say, people always ask cards. Like I can go get a card anyway. You cannot get a passion fruit card. Passion fruit cards tell a story, and they all tell a different story. So every time you get a card, you wonder what is passion fruit say, but what does the card say to you? So a lot of cards have a lot of words, but I want the pictures to speak to you more than the actual words.
A
You know,
lot of cards have words but have no meaning.
and exactly no meaning. So
Yeah.
this card I created for this was a bereavement card. This is an example of a card I did. It's a bereavement card. Um, and I created as a bereavement card. It's the front, well made bed, and in the inside, this card is called. All my cards have names. So this one's called Jar of Tears. So it says my tears, and it reads, I have cried too. It's okay to cry. I have cried too. And at the bottom has a scripture verse. Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen thee, I will help thee. So all of my cards tell a story. But this, like I said, this one was created as a bereavement card. But I had this lady who wanted to buy the card, and she got the card for people who are depressed. She saw this card as a good card for someone going through depression.
Wow.
Because she works with a lot of depressed people. One lady saw this card and she was like, "Oh my God, look! It's like the wind is blowing, like their spirit has left." And I was like, "I didn't see that." So all the cards have a different. And someone said, "Well, look at the bed; it's well made. That means somebody cared about the person who's deceased." And I was like, "It's so much. It's
Gosh.
so many things."
You can read into every single thing.
Yes,
You can analyze it your own way
yes.
just based on you losing
Yo-
somebody or a loss or some sort of loss whatsoever.
yes.
Oh my God. This is so amazing. And I want to remind, viewers, or those of you viewing, you can click on her, go on her Instagram, follow her on Facebook, follow her on Twitter, follow her on Passion Fruit Cards. It's very easy to remember. It's Passion Fruit Cards. If you ever drink passion fruit juice in your life, you know how passion fruit smells, right? Passion Fruit Cards, and you can check out the cards and you can support. People can actually order your stuff
Yes.
online. So you can go ahead, you can order cards, you could check out the cards, and definitely, share something with someone that is meaningful.
Yes.
That really truly means something. You have a strong faith in God. One might ask, where is he in all of this?
He has been there. He has been, like the saying goes, when you feel like you're alone or when you feel like no one's walking with you, it's because God has been carrying you. So God has been carrying me through those tough times and even tough times now. God has been carrying me. It's because of my faith and because that I know He's there. That's why I believe I'm so strong. Because I'm the person I am today. Because without God, I don't know where I would be. I honestly don't know where I would be. I may have killed a few people. This is just a disclaimer because of the hate. I think I had a lot of hate, a lot of hatred in my heart, um, for people and for situations in my life. I used to question, well, why me? Why did this happen to me? That's a question that I had for a long time, and I was like, why not me? You know, because now my story is able to, I can show women and I can show young girls and I could show even men that your circumstances or what happened to you doesn't have to determine your life. Like that doesn't, because it happened to you doesn't mean you have to stay there. There's more to life than what happened. And that's what God has done for me. Like He's given me that peace that passes all understanding. Because sometimes I'm at peace and I'm like, where does this peace come from? It's from God. At any time I feel hurt or I feel that these past demons, so to speak, come back up, I go to God. So He's always been by my side. He's never left me, and He will never leave me.
We're gonna head over to the chat because people have been chatting up a storm, right? People have been leaving comments. Let me just get to a few of them. Um, so Francisca Auguste is saying, if your foot has been swept, you won't get married. LOL. Those days were some. So she's reminiscing with you.
Yes.
Leandra Louison, who is from St. Lucia,
Hey, Lucia.
says she's on the floor. She's laughing like she definitely. Francisca again says these cards speak volume. Bella is asking, what's your specialty card? Is it for all events?
My specialty card. So I have all different cards. I have cards for Father's Day. I have cards for Christmas. I have cards for mother. Where's my? Oh, I don't have my Mother's Day card. Mother's Day. I have cards for Get Well.
She's also asking, have you considered making a big box of cards where you sell assorted cards in a reusable, elegant box? So
So
just
I've had that question. I'm working on it, especially for Christmas. I've been trying to put together a good Christmas card, a good Christmas package, but that's something I definitely have. I'm working on. Yes,
okay.
yes.
And Francisca, it seems Francisca and Leandra and Bella, they were top ones for, they've definitely been locked. And I hope you guys shared the link and shared the live. Francisca says, God is always there. Faithful is he who has promised. He will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So she kind of, that was like her final comment to you. There's also another section that there's a watch party that that I started on Facebook. So I got a bounce in on Facebook to get to see some of the comments that folks have been leaving on there. Let me just see if I can get into that. I can share some with you. But a lot of people are saying, God bless you, my dear. A lot of people have been sharing some of their their thoughts with you on this live. What's next for
So there's a lot next this year. So from since I've started, this is the third year with Passion Fruit. Well, I'll be celebrating my third year. I've auditioned for Shark Tank 3 times. Um, I have yet to hear from them, but um, I think I've been waiting for the opportunity or the store to take in my cards. But that's the biggest hurdle I have. People are afraid of what's new. They're afraid of new things. So
Mhm,
my goal right now is getting my cards into the islands, getting connections with to get the cards that, as far as what's created now, to
mhm,
the islands, to my island people, to people. So that's my next goal. I opening my own first store. Like I see my store, I want to go to different cultures, not just the Caribbean culture. I want to be able to create cards for the African culture, for the Asian culture, European culture. I want when you walk into my store, first of all, the first question you're gonna ask is what story is Passion Fruit telling now? That you can relate to the cards based on your culture, or you can also learn about another culture through my cards. And that's the difference with Passion Fruit. It's my passion, now here's my fruit. So that's my next goal is getting my cards to the islands, getting connections. I want to take a trip, which I need to. Lord Jesus, first of all, I need to go to my island, Dominica. I need to go back, go home, get
in
my
the
card.
cards for you. It's in the cards. In the cards.
Yes, yes. Get to Dominica, get to the different islands, and get my cards out there, and open my first store. That is my goal this year.
Diana, I mean, it's been a pleasure, having you here
Thank you.
on this show. I remember when I saw, because I did tell you I had a guest last year who used to do cards too. She had a card business, and I shared a little bit about her story with you.
Yes,
And I think there is a need for what you're doing right now. A lot of people have have become so grassroots right now. Like everybody wants to go back. Look at us as black women. We all want to go natural.
all natural.
We all want to like everything's like it's all about the your the kinks in your hair and you everybody wants I think people are looking to feel grounded and closer to as close to the earth as possible,
Yes,
you know, and not feeling like they have to live a life where people think, they are something that they're not,
right.
right? And people are getting out of that, where hey, I am me, and you gotta accept me, like you said at the beginning. I am me,
Yes,
you have to accept me as I am, and I love your cards because they are me. They are what I grew up hearing. It's like I want to be able to give this to my girlfriend, and she'll be like, even if she's not from the islands, she might be Caucasian, and I give it to her, and she'd be like, "Is that what you people say?" And it's so funny. That hey, you say that like that? Oh my god, that's cute. What does it mean? And I had this huge argument with someone recently about our culture and our roots and our and being in touch with who we are as individuals. And this is what your card does. It presents a message that we have to a message that is meaningful. That's
yes.
what it does. It presents a message that tells a story. It presents a message that we can relate to.
Right.
And I want to commend you, and I hope you get that store and you get that audition on Shark Tank. But
Yes.
like not happen on Shark Tank. Somebody might be watching this live now and
Listen,
saying,
I'm auditioning right now with Jael.
I want to invest in your card business because I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think you have a great story that can touch lives. And your energy will come through your cards, and that is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. And you become a protector of little girls, and you've told us your story, something that was so hard for you to tell your dad. You've told the entire world, about what happened to you. And I hope that somebody out there, can if you haven't seen the full, I'm watching on the Facebook part of the show. People are saying they didn't take it from the start. It's okay. The live will be there. You can start right from the start. When
Uh,
we come, at the end of the show, you can actually go back and look at it from the start. And the good thing about this show is you can listen to it in your car, anywhere. You can definitely plug back in and connect and get to know Diana's story, because I think she has an amazing story. And I want to say thank you very much to Leah, for connecting us.
Thank you, Leah. Definitely.
Big up to you, Leah, for I was telling you, I've known Leah since I was a little girl. Like, we are 2 months apart, and I think we've known each other all our lives. And I want to thank her for making that connection. And I think she saw something meaningful in what you do, which is why she felt, I could be a medium to. And I love your energy. I love your vibe. I love your style. I love the fact that you have been so open and you've shared your life with us. And I don't think, if you're not meant to get married, it's not gonna happen, right? If that's not, if it's not there for you in the cards, but right now you're making it great. You're making your life meaningful, right? And you are so happy with who you are right now, and I'm so happy that you could come on the
You
show.
should have said that. Hold on, let me show you one more card before you go. You're so happy with who I am right now. It's right. So these cards, I've had all these cards for Valentine's Day, but I had to make one. Like, this one is so close to my heart. This is the front. It's asking all these questions.
Why
Like,
are you
what you
single?
said.
When it says, why are you single? How will you celebrate this season? Why don't you have kids? Are you happy? That sounds like what everybody tends to ask everybody,
Body
especially like
question.
your family members when you go home and they're like, how come you're not married yet? What is up, huh? Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And you know what it says inside?
happy. With your feet up.
And I'm sorry.
Yes, happy.
And that sums up my life. I'm happy. Like, I'm content. I am being happy. And that's enough. That should be enough. And that should be enough for anyone who's out there. Nothing there's nothing that you need to complete you. You should be complete with yourself and know who you are before you can even love someone else, whether it be another opposite sex, whether it be a friend, a mother. You have to be complete, and I'm complete, and I'm happy.
Yes, girl. Thank you
Yeah,
so very much.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me here on Cacoa Tea. Francisca says you're a superwoman, Diana. Way to go! Brap, brap, brap. She gives you can hear the brap, brap, brap. Yes. Well, big up to you. And a few people were coming on saying I think she just said she's from Maho. So yes, someone from Maho uh,
Okay.
on. Um, so thanks, guys. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope you enjoy having Diana here with me here on Kakuti. Thanks to every single one of you who tuned in. Thanks, Diana, for sharing your story with us. I wish you so much more than you. I wish you 10 times more than what you wish for yourself.
Thank you.
And all the best with your card business. And I want to encourage folks, if you haven't supported her yet, you should do so. Go follow her on all her social media handles. You can order the cards, and once it happens, when she puts those packages together, you'll be the first to know, because she is very active on social media, as active as she can be, right? Considering she has two little girls to take care of. Thanks, Diana,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, guys, for joining me here. I will be back tomorrow. Yes, I gotta give Digicel Play their 2 shows a month. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow for another. I'll be on with a lady from St. Lucia. So you want to stay tuned. Yes, you wanna come on and hang out here with me again, same time, same place on Cacoa Tea. Till next time, thanks Diana for being on with
Thank
me. Thanks guys. Until next time, see ya. Bye bye.